A village wakes up to panic. News headlines scream mysterious illness. Some say it's dirty water. Others say it's hepatitis. But what is actually happening inside the human body? And are we blaming the wrong cause? Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This video is for education only. It does not replace medical advice. If you or someone you know has symptoms, always consult a qualified doctor. Let's start with the basics. The word hepatitis comes from two parts. Hepat means liver. Itis means inflammation. So hepatitis simply means inflammation of the liver. Your liver is your body's chemical factory. It cleans toxins, processes nutrients, and manages waste products in your blood. When the liver gets damaged, your whole body starts to suffer. Many people think jaundice is a disease. It is not. Jaundice is a symptom, not a disease. It means something is wrong inside your body, usually related to your liver or blood. When a yellow pigment called bilirubin increases in the blood, your skin and eyes turn yellow. This yellow color is not random. It is your body showing a warning signal. Bilirubin is a waste product. It forms when old red blood cells break down. Your body constantly recycles blood cells, and bilirubin is part of that recycling process. Red blood cells live for about 120 days. After that, they die naturally. Your body must remove these dead cells safely, or they would become toxic waste. This is where the spleen comes in. The spleen is like a recycling center for blood. It destroys old red blood cells and sends useful parts back into circulation. Inside red blood cells is hemoglobin. When hemoglobin breaks down, iron is recycled for new blood cells, but another part becomes waste. This waste first becomes biliverdin, then transforms into bilirubin. Now bilirubin must be processed by the liver. If the liver fails, bilirubin builds up. Bilirubin has two forms. Indirect bilirubin cannot dissolve in water. Your liver converts it into direct bilirubin, which dissolves in water and leaves the body in urine. Doctors check bilirubin using a blood test, called the liver function test, or LFT. High bilirubin means your liver or blood system is under stress. If indirect bilirubin is high, the problem is often in the blood. If direct bilirubin is high, there may be a blockage in bile flow. If total bilirubin is high, the liver itself may be sick. Now here's the shocking truth. Not all hepatitis spreads the same way. Some types spread through dirty water. Others spread only through body fluids. Confusing them can cost lives. To understand hepatitis, imagine there are two main roads infections can travel on. One road is food and water, like when drinking water is contaminated. The other road is body fluids, mainly blood, and sometimes sexual fluids. When people mix these two roads, misinformation spreads faster than the virus. Hepatitis A and E usually spread through contaminated food or water. This is why outbreaks can happen when sanitation is poor, like unsafe drinking water, unwashed hands, or contaminated street food. So yes, some hepatitis can be linked to water, but not all. Hepatitis B, C, and D are different. They usually spread through blood and certain body fluids. That means dirty water is not the main cause here. If you blame water for hepatitis B, you may miss the real source, and the outbreak continues. When news reports say mysterious illness, it often means one thing. People don't have clear information yet, but headlines can create fear, and fear can push the wrong story. The goal is not panic. The goal is to understand what's happening correctly. Remember this, jaundice is a sign, not a diagnosis. It's like a warning light on a car dashboard. The light tells you something is wrong, but you still need to find where the problem is. Blood, liver, or blockage. Here's why hepatitis B gets special attention. Sometimes the body clears it, but sometimes it doesn't, and it becomes a long-term infection. That's when it can quietly damage the liver over time. So it's not just a few days of illness. It can become a serious life problem if ignored. In real life, hepatitis B spreads when infected blood enters another person's body. This can happen through unsafe injections, unsterilized shaving blades, tattoo or piercing equipment, or sharing sharp tools like nail cutters. It's not about being scared, it's about being careful and informed. Hepatitis B can also pass from mother to baby during birth. But here's the good news. If vaccination is given on time, this risk can drop dramatically. This is one reason early vaccination matters so much. Let's say it clearly. Dirty water can spread hepatitis A and E. But dirty water is not the main cause of hepatitis B. If a community outbreak is hepatitis B, the investigation must focus on blood exposure routes. Many people have seen jaundice from hepatitis A or E. It often improves with rest, hydration, and medical support. But hepatitis B is not always like that. Some cases clear, yes, but some cases stay in the body and cause long-term damage. So we should never treat it casually. When it comes to hepatitis B, prevention is stronger than fear. Safe injections, sterilized tools, no sharing sharp personal items, and most importantly, vaccination. These simple actions can stop transmission. The hepatitis B vaccine trains your immune system to recognize the virus early and fight it fast. In many countries, it's part of childhood immunization. Adults can also take it if they're not vaccinated, especially if they're at higher risk. A key point: newborn vaccination is critical. That early dose acts like a protective lock on the door before the virus can enter. It's one of the simplest steps that prevents lifelong complications. If multiple people are getting sick in one area, the community response matters. Authorities should ensure safe medical practices, track possible blood exposure sources, and encourage testing and vaccination drives. Blaming water alone can delay real action. Next, we'll connect this to something practical: blood reports. When you see total bilirubin, direct and indirect, you can get clues about what's happening: blood-related, liver-related, or bile flow-related. Not to self-diagnose, but to understand the logic and ask the right questions. When people see a blood report, it looks scary, but you don't need to understand every number. Just know this: these 3 bilirubin values help doctors see where the problem might be: blood, liver, or bile flow. Your job is not to diagnose, but to understand the story behind the numbers. If indirect bilirubin is high, it often means blood cells are breaking down too fast. The liver is trying to help, but it's getting more waste than it can process easily. This is more about blood stress than dirty water. If direct bilirubin is high, the liver may be doing its job, but the exit path is blocked. Think of it like a pipe clogged with debris. The waste can't leave the body smoothly. If total bilirubin is high, it suggests the liver itself is under pressure. It may be inflamed or infected. This is when doctors look deeper, not to scare you, but to protect your liver early. Let's be fair. Clean water is always important for health. It prevents many diseases, including hepatitis A and E. But when it comes to hepatitis B, clean water alone is not enough. You need safe medical practices too. Myth: all hepatitis comes from dirty water. Fact: only some types do. Myth: jaundice means the same disease every time. Fact: jaundice is just a signal. The cause can be different. When we replace myths with facts, we protect more people. When we blame the wrong cause, we fix the wrong problem. That means the real source stays hidden, and more people get infected. Correct understanding saves time, and sometimes saves lives. You don't need to be afraid of life. Just be smart. Don't share sharp personal items. Ask for new needles at clinics. Check your vaccination status. Small choices, big protection. Health is not just personal, it's community work. When communities learn together, they stop fear-based rumors and start fact-based action. This is how outbreaks are truly controlled. Let's recap in one breath. Hepatitis is liver inflammation. Jaundice is a symptom, not a disease. Some hepatitis spreads through food and water. Others spread through blood and body fluids. Confusing them can be dangerous. Behind every headline is a family. Behind every statistic is a human story. Understanding the science helps us protect real people, including those we love. Fear spreads fast, but knowledge spreads protection. When you understand how disease spreads, you become part of the solution, not part of the panic. If this video helped you understand hepatitis better, share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe for more simple science explained clearly. One shared video can correct one dangerous myth. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, understanding health is one of the strongest forms of self-care.